8 months ago, the Sandy Hook shooter Adam Lanza's YouTube channel was uncovered. In his videos he intricately explains his motive, which to this day remains officially unsolved. Update https://www.reddit.com/r/mascular/comments/pn7n. For those unaware, on December 14, 2012, a 20-year-old man named Adam Lanza shot his way into Sandy Hook Elementary School, killing 27 people including 20 children, 6 staff members, and his own mother before killing himself. It is known as one of the most tragic and deadly mass shootings in American history, and legal proceedings still follow the families to this day. Throughout the investigation, however, no clear motive was found. They found evidence that he researched shootings, found that he had planned a suicide, and found forum post profiles, audio called confirmed to be him. But none could offer a clear insight onto why he would commit such a heinous act. That is until mid-last year, where a YouTube user under the name Cultural Philistine was uncovered with videos dated all the way up to the January preceding the attack. The voice, mannerisms, terminology, ideologies, and views on children are identical to what is known about Adam Lanza. He even quotes posts he's known to have made, talks about suicide, refers to himself by his username on other forums, and clearly explains his motive for one of the deadliest mass shootings ever committed. You're the one who wants to rape children, I'm the one who wants to save them from a life of suffering you want to impose on them. You see them as your property and I want to free them. I don't want to see children as adults, I don't want to see anyone as adults because I don't want there to be a system that perpetuates this abuse. If you care so much about the damage of children, then why advocate that they live? This matches 100% perfectly with a tip given to the FBI by one of his online friends, stating that he had an unhealthy obsession with children and that he wanted to save them from a corrupt society, and that the only way he knew how was that they don't live at all. This basically solves one of the biggest 9-year mysteries for a murder motive ever conceived, but I'm barely seeing anything about it online. Does anyone know why that is? Edit. Just one more further piece of proof. He also reads Adam Lanza's essay 5 years before it was officially released to the public. Edit 2. His channel is gone, and has been for 8 months. It was terminated by YouTube. Any and all versions on the internet now are re-uploads. Hope that clears up any confusion. What happened to Ivan and Inesha Fowler, twins reported missing in 2016 but last seen in the early 2000s? Disappearance on June 20, 2016. Police arrived at the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania home of Patricia Fowler with orders to remove all of her minor children from her custody. She was under investigation for medical neglect of 4 of her children, who all had serious medical conditions. They had missed over 70 combined appointments. The police removed the 4 children found in the home, but on July 6, Child Services told them that 6 children were supposed to have been removed. Ivan and Inesha, who would have been 17 at the time, were not found. Patricia was unable to produce them, and the only available photos of the twins, who were born in 1998, were from their infancy. It's difficult to pinpoint when exactly the twins disappeared. Ivan was certainly alive in 2000 at age 2, sometimes reported as 2002, but Charlie Project says 2000, because he was severely burned on 46% of his body then. His mother called an ambulance the day after he was burned, and he spent more than a month in hospital. Patricia claimed an older sibling accidentally scalded him in the bath. Both twins were taken into care but were returned within a few days, and police were never notified. Relatives of Patricia say they haven't seen either twin since 2002 or 2003. 2 landlords, who rented to Patricia from 2006 to 2015, say they're certain Ivan and Inesha didn't ever live there. A social worker believed she had seen the twins in 2006, but the child presented as Ivan did not have the expected scarring from his extensive burn injuries. Two of the twin siblings stated that first one and then the other were simply gone one day. There's no record of either twin having been enrolled in school. When questioned by police about the whereabouts of her children, Patricia's story shifted. She claimed they were living with several different relatives or family friends in North or South Carolina, or Georgia. She also claimed to have sold the twins to an acquaintance, Barbara, for $2,000 each, but when told that it was a criminal offense to sell a child, she retracted it. Later, when interviewed by a local news station, Patricia stated that a family friend, a Cheryl Willis, had stepped in and helped by taking in Ivan and Inesha, bringing them to North Carolina about 10 years back, and then to Georgia in 2013. She stated, "I didn't sell my kids and they're not missing." She was unable to provide any verification of this story, and had not mentioned a Cheryl Willis to law enforcement. In August 2016, Patricia was charged with endangering the welfare of children, obstructing a child welfare investigation, and concealing the whereabouts of children. Most of these charges were thrown out in May 2017, and in July 2017 she pled guilty to endangering the welfare of a child, unsworn falsification, and public assistance false statements. She was sentenced to 4 years of probation and ordered to pay back all public assistance she had received for Ivan and Inesha after 2006. As part of her plea agreement, charges were dropped against her son Datwin, who was a year older than the twins, so 18 at the time the disappearance was uncovered, and who had contacted police via text and Facebook messages in 2016, claiming to be Ivan and stating that he and Inesha were in Atlanta, Georgia. He said he'd done this at his mother's behest so investigators would stop bothering his mother with questions about the twins' whereabouts. A police officer who testified at Patricia's hearing said he believed Inesha and Ivan were dead, based off of Datwan's statements that they were sick when he last saw them over a decade earlier. The judge, who threw out many of the charges, stated there was insufficient evidence that Patricia had endangered or harmed the twins or concealed their whereabouts from their father, and that she could not have obstructed justice in a child abuse case because there was no evidence of child abuse. Charlie Project. Local news.